The letter arrived on thin white paper, stamped with the HOA's blue logo and a warning in bold. All records and payments must be submitted digitally. Failure to comply will result in penalties. For the board, it was progress. For 72-year-old Arthur Bell, it felt like a threat. Arthur had lived in Willow Creek Estates for 31 years. He'd paid every due on time, attended meetings when his knees allowed, and kept meticulous records in labeled folders, receipts, bank statements, meeting minutes, and handwritten notes going back decades. He didn't own a smartphone. His computer was a boxy old desktop that hummed like a tired cat. When he called the HOA office to ask for help, the manager laughed lightly and said, "It's 2025, Mr. Bell. Go digital or else." The fines came quickly. First for non-compliant payment, submission, then for failure to upload records to the portal, late, fees stacked on late fees. Arthur wrote letters explaining he needed paper accommodations. The board replied with automated emails he couldn't open. What they didn't know was that Arthur had been an accountant before retirement, old school, precise and stubborn about accuracy. When the fines crossed $1,000, his daughter urged him to see a legal aid clinic. The attorney listened quietly as Arthur spread his folders across the table like a deck of cards. Inside were canceled checks proving timely payments, HOA bylaws showing paper payments were still permitted, and meeting minutes, printed and signed, where the board had voted on the digital rule without the required homeowner notice. Arthur even had a doctor's letter from years earlier documenting vision issues, something the HOA had on file and ignored. The attorney smiled. At the hearing, the board arrived with laptops and a projector. Arthur arrived with a rolling suitcase of binders. When the HOA claimed chronic non-payment, Arthur's attorney slid a stack of receipts across the desk, every month accounted for. When they argued the digital mandate was mandatory, the bylaws were read aloud. When they insisted homeowners had been notified, Arthur produced envelopes postmarked weeks after the vote. The room went quiet. The judge ruled the fines invalid, ordered the HOA to refund penalties, and required reasonable non-digital accommodations for seniors. Then came the final blow. The HOA's sloppy digital records didn't match their own ledger. An audit was ordered. The board members resigned within a month. Arthur went home, returned his folders to the shelf, and paid his next dues the same way he always had, by check.